My name is Kendi, as my friends call me, and info, I'm Glory Kendi, originally from Kenya. I've been in Hong Kong on and off for quite some time, but moved here permanently this year from April, and currently I'm teaching at a school in Kennedy Town, Island Waldorf School. Apart from that, I do model. I have a business I run and just part-time jobs here and there. So let's say first time coming to Hong Kong was out of curiosity. That was back in 2017, and then I last year I came to the mainland China, and I'm like, I need to go back to where I started. And of course, Hong Kong being more of this huge expat community here, one feels kind of more at home than other places I've been around Asia. So I came here, and also there's more opportunities for me here to build me, to build my brand, to build who I am, and to build my community. So my transition, I would say it's interesting. I mean, being out here in Hong Kong, in the mainland China, all by yourself, that's a huge step. I mean, that's one of the most bold steps I've taken in life. Sometimes you feel like, oh, this is it, I'm going to quit. But you remember, no, I've passed through a lot. I need to keep moving. I need to get there. I need to get where I want to. I need to get that life I want to. So I would say I feel more independent here than I was back at home. And wait, I can say I'm more kind of mature, because here it's you in a world where we're struggling for our voice to be heard, and you're fighting it. And back at home, it's different. You know, there's no one discriminating against you. If you're going to buy something, or you're going to look for a job, there'll be no like, no, she's from another county, or she's from another province, There'll be nothing like that. So I would say it builds you. Being here, it builds you positively to kind of face the obstacles. I mean, it teaches you even how to live with different people and be accommodative. Okay, my experience of living in Hong Kong so far. I would say we start with the weather. I mean, it's gloomy every day. Whereas where I come from, it's always bright blue skies and fresh air. And there's a lot of birds. You can see the stars, but here, I miss them. On this typhoon here. I mean, last time I was scared. But also when we go to like the cultural part of it, at first it was a shock for me. Everything is totally different here. People eat out all the day. There's no cooking, or there's not that much of hanging out and playing. There's no field to play for the children. I mean, I come from where there's huge places where you can go out and play as much as you can here. Housing, oh my goodness, apartments makes you feel like you're suffocated. Really small. Okay, but on the other side, despite all the many people, the high buildings, the high rises, there is the fun part of it where you kind of explore the hiking, which I love, and I do that almost every weekend. have to go somewhere. The ferry journeys, that's another very good thing to experience in Hong Kong. And not living the many people. I mean, in Hong Kong, that's the only place you have a chance of meeting almost everyone in the world from every country. It's almost represented. So you're like, today you meet someone from the West, the East, you're like, making more friends. And at the same time, we meet our brothers and sisters from Africa. I mean, that's good. So Hong Kong has been overwhelming at first, but as you go on, as you progress, you learn the ins and outs of the city, you get to learn how to be you, how to survive in this hub, financial hub. I mean, this is like the New York of Asia. You get to learn how people live here. How can you live in a place where there's so many people at the same time chasing their goals every day? Here people work day and night. How do you cope with that? So it's quite a huge, it's a lot of experience on us again at the end of the day. So being an African, no matter which part of Africa you come from, in Hong Kong is that every day you're reminded you're from Africa. Everyone reminds me you. It doesn't have to be like directly, but somehow you're always reminded that you're from Africa, or your skin tone, or you're black and you're not white. But at the same time, you find they're friendly people. They're those who can start with you, but they're few. So in Hong Kong, I would say there's prejudice and there's ignorance and stereotype. Especially when it comes to someone who is black, they don't care where you're from. What they see, they don't see the person in you. They don't see the brand in you. They don't see the education, the experiences in you. All they see is your dark skin or you're black. That's what they see. So you go look for a job, and the first thing they read is, oh, yeah, she's from Kenya. They consider the other person. All other people, they see you, they say, oh, that's a criminal. We don't want that neighbor. You go looking for an apartment, and they're like, no, we cannot give you an apartment because we're not sure you're going to pay. Like, I want to be treated as a person I am. I don't want to be treated or to be reminded every day I'm black. I know I am, you know? So in Hong Kong, for you as member of the ethnic minority, it's a everyday fight. Everyone sees you like you're not capable enough. I mean, there's a reservation for you at a certain corner of the room, while everyone is supposed to be in the center of the room. So my thing will be like, how can we go against this as the black people in Hong Kong? How are we going to fight this? How are we going to make these people understand that we want to be, you offer me a job because I'm experienced, not because, not because of my skin color. Being in Hong Kong, it's fun. It has fun part of it. It has the excitement part of it. It's a different world, but I hate to be reminded every day of my skin color, and I know it. It pains a lot. Sometimes even on the political part of it, I've had, this is now like the really worst experience of me in Hong Kong. It's every day I cross the border, I have to be interviewed. Like, I've done the in and out of Hong Kong more than 30 times, but every time I cross the border, they have to stop me and ask me, where are you from, where are you going, how much money you have with you, And when I asked why they're asking all these questions, it's because I'm from Kenya. And I'm with my friends who they're not from Africa, but somehow they just got through, But for you, you have to stay being questioned or sometimes even searching your bags for like 30 minutes. Like, what the hell? You have already my documents, you have everything about me. What's happening? Why are you questioning me every day? How am I even in China or in Hong Kong if I don't have the money to be here? So it all goes back to ignorance and stereotype that African people, they're either criminals or they're poor, or we need to change that. I was going to, I was supposed to go to Sri Lanka from the mainland China. So it was kind of transit from Shenzhen airport, then border crossing to the airport, to Hong Kong airport. And it's not like I need a visa anyway to come to Hong Kong. My flight was at 5 and I was there around 2 p.m. Went through the Chinese border into the Hong Kong side, and they stopped me, the usual interview, where are you going? I have the ticket with me. They can see the e-tickets. They can see I have a flight at this time. Like, I have all the proof that I'm just going to the airport. And after keeping me for like 1 hour, of which I kept reminding them I have a flight to catch at 5, they denied me entry. Like, they cannot allow me to go through Hong Kong. When I asked why, they kind of, no, we're allowing you. We have the right to say no to you going in or out. So they told me I can go back and use another port, which is through international waters. So I'm like, why did you keep me here for 1 hour plus if you knew you're going to deny me, and you have the evidence that I'm supposed to go to the airport? I have a flight to catch. Are you going to refund me? No one was talking to me. No one was answering that question. And shamelessly, they give me a document to sign that I've been denied entry. I told them there's no way I'm signing it. Why am I signing? Tell me, why am I signing? Why did you deny me entry? It's like they went mute. No one wanted to talk. So I didn't have others, and to go back, cancel my flight because it was already too late to go to another port, take a ferry all the way to the airport. We wrote a letter to the immigration office in Wanchai asking why, like what was the reason, and if they can refund it was a loss canceling the flight at the very last minute. And they dodged the questions like that. They're giving you like, oh, we cannot disclose, we have the power to deny or allow. There are different concerns with the immigration. Basically, they're just jumping here, there, but not giving you anything definite as to why they denied you entry. So after that, it was just a series of stop, same questions. And where are you going? What are you going to do? How long are you going to be? And yeah, tiring. So it came to a time to apply for the visa, the work visa for Hong Kong. Oh my goodness. It's still being processed since February, 18th of February. Yeah. First time they wanted more information, which we provided back in April. And still the documents are being processed. It's been weeks. I even lost count. I don't even check like the progress anymore, because whenever you call, it's still in progress. Whenever you call, it's still in progress. So why is it so? Why is it like me from Kenya or anyone from Africa, whenever they apply for a visa, it's going to take ages before they approve it? It's like they're just keeping it there, you lose hope, and then you go back to where you came from. Why all that discrimination? I mean, if the system is discriminating us that way, how are the people going to treat us? Are they going to see us? I mean, it all start from, the system has to respect us, has to see us as who we are, not just because I'm from Africa. But Africa is even the best place to be on earth, for heaven's sake. But still, no, we just need to break this stereotype. We need to fight. We just need to combine effort. It's not one person fight. It's all of us, everyone. Come together and fight and make our voices heard. And this is one way to make our voices heard. Despite all the, what call them, misfortunes and unfortunate events and interesting events in Hong Kong, you still have to find your own peace, and you have to find the path that you're going to walk towards your fight. How are you going to handle it? How are you going to eradicate this ignorance? So for me, I opted to start with the children. That's where I start. Because the children, if they're brought up being told, oh, you see that person, he or she is a criminal, this kid will live to thinking that this person is a criminal. But if you go and interact with these children, you hold their hands, you play with them, you show them they're different people, we're different skin, we're of different skin, but internally, mentally, we are all the same. Then these children will grow having that understanding that everyone is equal, despite their color, despite where they come from. So back in the mainland China, I would always go to schools, and mainly schools that end their main lesson as Africa history, and I would help them. I would spend like a day just with, let's say, grade 8 or grade 7, just answering questions about Africa and showing them and explaining to them that Africa is not a country but a continent made up of many countries. Because everyone thinks, I don't know why they think it's a country, but yeah. So, but you can see from these children how they don't know much. The teachers themselves, they don't know much. You're like, what have they been teaching to these children if them themselves, they don't know? I remember one teacher asking me after a lesson, she was the class teacher, she asked me, so in Africa, I hear people eat, like in Africa, she wasn't even specific where she's talking about, just in Africa, I hear people eat insects. And I'm like, which insects are you talking about? Some may call a hen insect, or it depends with, yeah, she's like, just the insect, like the ones that fly. Okay, I showed her, in China, I had people eat snakes. Is that true? She's like, yeah, they do. So you see how you eat snakes? So that's really a big thing for us. It's like it put us off. But about the insects, I honestly don't know where you got the information from, or which insect you're talking about, or which country you're talking about. But just go do your research and then you tell me what you're talking about. Then another day, one of the teachers is like, so where is Mali? Is it a country in Africa? I'm like, yeah, what about it? Are they still fighting? Is it safe to go there? You're like, okay. Sometimes you're like, these people, they're asking these questions because them themselves, they've never been taught. The system, the school education, the system doesn't teach them anything about Africa, but they wait until when there's war somewhere or when there's misunderstanding somewhere. That's when what they show in their TVs. This is what happening in Africa, and they will not say this is what happening in this country. They'll say this is what happening in Africa. So it still goes down to media and the school. Where I grew up, I was taught about the world. I was taught about China. I was taught about US, I was taught about they were of America, the UK, they were of Africa. But when you come out here, they are taught about Asia, the West, and nothing about Africa. So you're like, why are you excluding us in your system? I mean, the other day, one of the kids at school was like, why are you black? Like, okay, why are you white? The kid was like, oh, this is hard. So she said it's because of magic. I told him, yeah, me too, it's magic. Because, and then she's like, no, it's because you're Filipino. I'm like, okay, how comes I'm Filipino? My mom said you're Filipino, that's why you're black. So that means it's just not, it's not us only who are facing this discrimination, this stereotype. Other ethnic minorities are. And they think just because you have a skin tan or because you're black, you know, in Hong Kong, everyone thinks every Filipino is a house girl, is a house elf, is a driver. That's where they've kind of fixed their thoughts in. They don't think these people can be something more than that. And that's really bad. So another thing I do is kind of entrepreneurial thing. So while I'm here in China, in Hong Kong, I know of an opportunity to help my people back home business-wise. So what I did, I started a business that's going to help them. Mostly I target the startups, all those youths who are trying to build themselves, but they don't have much of cash to start their businesses. So what I do, I buy things in wholesale and sell to them, because most of the factories in China, they need you to buy 1,000 units, 1,000 packs, but somewhere back home, they don't have that much money. But for me, I have an opportunity to help them buy 50 pieces, buy 100 pieces, and then they can start out from somewhere. You know, you need a starting point. No matter how, I usually don't care how much they have. I just want this person to start. So I started that last year in June, and it's ongoing, it's still going. And I've supported so many people, and their business are thriving. You know, you get this satisfaction when someone comes and tells you, I'm really happy for the things you've sent or the goods I've received, because I'm able to handle this and that. And that's really good. Well, that means I'm impacting lives back there. They're able to access the things they wouldn't be able to access, or they have someone they can trust here. So it all comes down to trust, you know. So it's apart from that, I also do acting. That one that one is an interesting one, because how it started, I was just looking for jobs to do here and there, or in the mainland China, and I'd always apply for this this part-time job vacancy, and then I got this opportunity for this movie. Apparently, the movie was set, or the imaginary place we were acting in China was supposed to be somewhere in Kenya. And they were looking for someone with the knowledge of Kenya that can help them with that. And with the experience of modeling here and there, and yeah, I got the job. So we did this movie for, it was 1 week and on and off, but on and off first and then 1 week, all project. So it'll be out soon. I haven't been in contact with the directors yet, but I'm waiting to see it. But the fascinating thing is that most of the cast were Africans. I mean, I met people from Togo, I met people from Ghana, Zambia. We were all from different countries. And look at us, here we were all together. We're earning, and at the same time we're in China, educating them about Africa and getting paid at the end of the day. And this movie is going to be aired in China. So I think that's really a positive thing. And if there can be many of those, then that would be good. Apart from that, just modeling right now. Just modeling is kind of it's like a freelance. So you have a job, a promising job here, another here, so you're always on edge. But right now I'm trying kind of to get into the top modeling agencies in Hong Kong. It's not easy, but I believe there's a purpose for everything. I believe if you have the will, you can fight and get what you want. So what connects me to my home country, specifically Kenya, is, see that? So this one, the front, this colorful part, that's the Kenyan flag. And it has the name here, Kenya. I wear it every day. I mean, I never take it off. I sleep and wake up wearing it. It's always there. And then I'm always wearing African. So I make sure to wear something African here and there and flaunting my afro. I love it. And then this one is like a Kenyan signature attire. Okay, it's just some piece of 4x6 clothing, I mean sheet kind of, but you can convert it into different styles. You can use it as a bed sheet. During the African Day in Hong Kong, I wore this to the party. I'll show you the picture. I wore this to the party. You can design it to a cloth because I wanted to look like the Kenyan, the Maasai. So this is originally from the Maasai community, and we identify ourselves with that. It's part of our culture. So I wore this because I felt I would feel really at home wearing something from Kenya and something representing the country. Apart from that, just try. Oh, I teach a few people Swahili. I have a few students. So it's kind of, I teach them Swahili and I practice my Mandarin with them. So it's kind of gain thing. Also, I have these. Okay, so these ones, I bought them in Mombasa. Mombasa is one of the cities in Kenya. So this is a rhino. I love them because they remind me of home. They remind me of wildlife. They remind me of my passion because my degree is about animals. And this is the king of the jungle. Can you see that? Yeah, so this is a lion. I have these. I have more of them actually. I have two more. I have an elephant and another. Yeah, I have two more elephants in the other room. So that is kind of reminding me of where I come from, my home, my culture. So every day, whenever I go out, I make sure there's something somewhere representing Africa and my country. I need to gift you one.